children, welcome to biology class. Today we will be discussing a new chapter, human health and diseases. The main objectives we are going to cover in this video are health and its importance, diseases and its types, causes of disease, transmission of diseases which includes direct transmission and indirect transmission. So first of all, the question is what is health? So health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not mere the absence of disease or infirmity. Good health not only means being disease-free and physically fit, but it refers to a good mental health and also emotional stability. Actually, the physical, mental and emotional health all are interrelated. Now, what is health and community? Health not only affects each one of us as individuals, but also the community in which we live. As often said, healthy people make a happy community. When people are healthy, they are more efficient at work. This increases productivity and brings economic prosperity. Health also brings longevity of people and reduces infant and maternal mortality. So, the question is how to maintain good health. 1. With the intake of balanced diet, personal hygiene should be maintained, regular exercises should be done, relaxation and regular sleep, awareness about diseases. So, first of all, we'll discuss about balanced diet. Balanced diet is a diet that contains all the nutrients in right proportion, which is important for growth, development, and maintenance of the body. Next is personal hygiene. It is one of the most effective way to protect oneself and others from illness. It includes personal cleanliness and maintenance of cleanliness in the surroundings. Next, regular exercise. It is necessary to keep the body and mind fit. Exercise may vary with age, physical condition, and nature of work, but it nevertheless essential to keep the body in good shape. Next, relaxation and regular sleep are relief or diversion from work. Relaxation could be through yoga, meditation, listening to music, reading, gardening, walking, or anything into which a person can indulge himself completely forgetting his work. Regular sleep is essential to revitalize the body after work. It may depend on age, health, and nature of work. Last, awareness about diseases and their effect on different body functions, vaccination against infectious diseases, proper disposal of waste, control of factors, and maintenance of hygienic food and water resources are necessary to achieve good health. So, what is a disease? A disease is a disturbed state of body of an organism that impairs bodily functions associated with specific symptoms and signs. It may be caused by external factors or by internal dysfunction. So there are various types of diseases. In this chart it is clearly depicted. First, congenital diseases means the diseases which are present from the time of birth. These could be due to genes inherited from the parents. They may lead to malfunctioning of any organ or system. They are non-infectious. They do not spread by contact, food, air or water. They can be permanent and are generally not curable. Some cancers are also said to be due to genetic factors. Some disorders like high blood pressure, excessive weight may be due to genetic factors but could also be due to lifestyle and lack of exercises. Examples for congenital diseases include color blindness, hemophilia, etc. Next category is acquired diseases, means the person that develops after birth. The acquired diseases develop after birth at any stage in life of an individual, and they are broadly classified into communicable, that are infectious diseases, and non-communicable diseases. Talking about communicable, these are caused by pathogens. Pathogens means disease-causing agents and can be transmitted from one person to another. Infectious diseases are very common and everyone suffers from them sometime or the other. Examples could be common cold. Next is non-communicable disease, which do not spread from a diseased person to a healthy person. It could be transferred by air, water, or any sort of contact with the diseased person. It is further categorized into degenerative diseases, which are caused due to malfunctioning of vital body organs, deficiency diseases caused due to lack of nutrients in diet, allergies, which are caused due to hypersensitivity of the body to certain foreign substances, cancer, which is caused due to uncontrolled growth of cells or tissues, and other diseases which are caused due to various physical agents or any other reason. Now, what are the various causes of disease? Any substance which cause a disease by its excess or deficiency is called a disease agent. Agents are broadly classified into 5 types: biological, infectious agents or pathogens, nutritive agents, chemical agents, physical agents, and mechanical agents. So first of all, we'll discuss about biological or agents or pathogens. These include organisms like yeast, bacteria, fungi, protozoans, etc. Nutritive agents like minerals, carbohydrates, vitamins, fats. Chemical agents like urea or uric acid formed in the body, spores and pollens present in the atmosphere. Physical agents like heat, cold, humidity, electricity, etc. Mechanical agents like friction or other mechanical forces that may cause injuries, fractures, sprains, dislocation, etc. So, we'll talk about transmission of diseases. The infectious diseases can be transmitted by various means and, if not controlled, can take an epidemic form, the one which spread at large scale. The reason for it is that each pathogen which causes the disease thrives well and multiplies in a specific medium where it does not cause the disease. Such a medium is called a reservoir. Now, first of all, we'll be discussing about direct transmission. The pathogens reach and infect a healthy person directly without an intermediate agent. It could be by following means: by direct contact between the infected and the healthy person. It includes diseases like smallpox, chickenpox, syphilis, etc. Droplet infection, which includes diseases like tuberculosis, influenza, pneumonia, etc. Contact with the soil containing disease causing bacteria or viruses. Bacteria responsible for causing tetanus thrive well in soil and enter the organism through wound or injury. Next is bite of an animal. Rabies or hydrophobia in man is caused by a virus that is transmitted through bite of an infected mammal. The virus is present in the saliva of the rabid animal and enters a healthy person through the wound. Placental transmission. Transplacental means which passes through placenta. If we define placenta, it is an intimate connection between the developing fetus and the uterine wall of the mother. So it passes from mother to fetus. Pathogens of certain diseases like syphilis and German measles can pass through the placenta, and if the mother has these diseases during pregnancy, the fetus can also contact them. Now, various modes of transmission of diseases. It includes direct and indirect transmission that we have already discussed. Direct includes direct contact, droplet spread. Just now we discussed contact with the soil containing disease causing bacteria or viruses, bite of an animal, or transplacental transmission. Indirect transmission includes airborne, vehicle-borne, vector-borne. When we talk about vector, means the organism which carries the disease causing organism. It refers to carriers like houseflies, cockroaches, female Anopheles mosquito. It may include mechanical as well as biological agents. Now, in detail, we'll be discussing about indirect transmission by vectors. It refers to carriers like houseflies, cockroaches, mosquitoes, which carry infectious pathogens and spread the diseases. Vehicle-borne, the pathogens present in agencies like food, water, ice, or blood generally enter the body through mouth. They normally infect the digestive system, and hence the waste excreted are highly infectious. Next is airborne. Pathogens spread by wind currents, aerosol sprays, and dust. Air and dust contain a number of bacterial spores that can infect organisms. Fomite-borne. It means one gets infection by touching any article that has been in contact with the infection. The articles could be garments, toys, crockery, etc. Last, unclean hands and fingers. They are the source of infection for various digestive and respiratory diseases. So now we'll be continuing in the next video. Thank you so much.